Daffy the Commando is certainly a very interesting cartoon, and I enjoyed it for the right reasons, I think. I really enjoyed it from a historical perspective, but certainly if this were released today, well, it just wouldn't be. Because certain attitudes are obviously not really acceptable, but at the same time, is it ever wrong to make fun of a Nazi? I don't know. This was released, of course, in 1943, directed by Freleng, with a story by Michael Maltese, and we have Mel Blanc as Daffy Duck. And Commando Daffy Duck is on Nazi territory, and he is basically spending the entirety of the cartoon winding up uh, a Nazi officer and various other personnel. And needless to say, the attitudes in this towards this German individual is not great. But you have to ask the question, are they making fun of the German or the Nazi? And I think it's pretty clear that they're making fun of the Nazi individual rather than Germans in general. But it does incorporate the German language, so sometimes it blurs that boundaries by bringing in the language itself. And obviously, a lot of people who were not Nazis were speaking German. So it does kind of blur those lines a little bit. But for the most part, I feel like they're poking fun and winding up the right person. And there are some other attitudes in this that are a little bit questionable, representations of certain individuals. I won't spoil it too much because I do think you should watch it. It's very fascinating to see these interpretations. And I enjoyed it for, as I said, the right reasons. I think if you're going to do a cartoon about an American character on Nazi Germany soil, then this is a pretty fun way to do it. Yes, it is propaganda. Yes, it is telling the American audiences that this is what every Nazi is like, and this is how we're going to treat them, and we are going to wind them up, and we're going to poke fun at them, and we're going to be superior to them. And is that a good message to give out? Well, again, it is the question of you shouldn't really suggest at any point that you're superior to somebody, but at the same point, it is a Nazi. So, I don't know. I always feel like these propaganda cartoons can sometimes be dangerous, particularly when they're stereotyping an entire nation. But that's not what we get here. So I think they've actually done it really cleverly. In terms of the animation style, I really like it. There's a particular bit involving a telephone booth that I thought was very well done. The way it portrayed the German language and how the viewer could understand what was being said if they don't speak German, very effective as well. So I feel like it's a pretty strong cartoon. It's not the most damaging propaganda I've seen. There are plenty of cartoons from this time where the propaganda does basically destroy or potentially could destroy America's view of, because they're mostly American cartoons, America's view of an entire nation. But this one definitely, I never feel like that this Nazi officer is representative of an entire nation. I feel like he is representing Nazis specifically. Daffy the Commando I enjoyed for the right reasons, but as I said, if it was released today, I don't think it would be released today. Definitely worth checking out if you're interested in World War II propaganda, specifically cartoons, or just if you're a fan of Daffy Duck. It's certainly a really interesting one.